Hi, my name is Jen. Today we're going to do a series of movements with the shoulder blades. First, we'll move the shoulder blades up and down, then we'll take them out and in, and then we'll take them into external rotation. Many of us with spinal fusions experience interscapular pain or pain between the shoulder blades. This series is designed to help the shoulder blades glide with ease on the rib cage, and then to create some stability so that the shoulder blades live a little closer to each other like neighbors, rather than further away from each other. When the shoulder blades live further away from each other, we tend to collapse and come forward in our position. We're going to start this series with a half forward fold. So find yourself at the wall. Your feet can be quite close and just reach the fingertips up. As you reach your fingertips up the wall, it's as though you're lifting your rib cage and your torso off the pelvis. Be sure that as you reach the fingertips up the wall, your pelvis doesn't come any closer to the wall. And then from here, you'll start to walk your feet back and allow your hands to slide down the wall. And if you have tighter hamstrings, you can leave the hands a little higher. So it would look like this, and bend the knees. You could also have the hands just a little bit lower. So we're coming into a half forward fold here. The fingers press into the wall. The wrist creases are parallel with the floor. And the sits bones reach back. And just take a few breaths here. You can imagine the umbrella opening up inside of your rib cage. Or even imagine a hot air balloon. And then walk yourself forward. The next thing we'll do is allow the shoulder blades to elevate and depress. So we'll lift the shoulders up towards the ears, elevating the shoulder blades, and then we allow the shoulder blades to slide back down. Just do this 3 or 4 times, imagining those shoulder blades sliding up and down on the rib cage. Now we'll take that elevation and depression and add it into our half forward fold. Facing the wall again, your feet are just a couple inches from the wall, and maybe you slide your hands up and reach upwards, stretching the side body. Walk the feet back. Again, you stop whenever it's appropriate. If your hamstrings are tighter, your hands are going to be higher. Make sure that your toes are matched. The wrist creases are parallel with the floor. We particularly don't want the pointer fingers to be facing each other. Take a few breaths here. And then the next time that you inhale, the shoulder blades will lift towards your ears. You'll press your hands into the wall. And then you'll exhale, the shoulder blades will slide back down the spine. Inhale, the shoulder blades lift. Exhale, the shoulder blades slide down the ribs towards the pelvis. As you do this, keep your rib cage expanded like that hot air balloon is inside of it. And then walk yourself forward. To move the shoulder blades out and in, you'll come into your tabletop position. Lengthen the crown of the head away from you and find your best neutral spine. Take a few breaths. Imagine that there's an umbrella opening in your rib cage. The umbrella opens evenly towards the ceiling and to the sides. And then you'll just gently soften your sternum towards the floor, allowing the shoulder blades to glide towards each other. And then you'll press the shoulder blades back out. And you'll just do this a few times. The shoulder blades moving towards each other, the sternum softening, pressing the hands into the floor to move the shoulder blades back out. Now, as you do these movements, keep the ribs expanded, especially in the area of collapse in your thoracic if you have one. You'll do about 10 of these. The next step and the last step is to come onto our backs, and you can have your knees bent. Bring your elbows out to the side into what we can call a cactus or a goalpost position. Try to sense that your rib cage and your shoulder blades are even into the mat. So you might need to wrap one shoulder blade closer to the spine if it pokes into the mat. And you might need to open one side of your rib cage down into the mat if there is a side that's lighter. First, just take a few breaths here, feeling the expansion across the chest. And then we'll work with one arm at a time. So let's work with the right arm. You'll go ahead and lengthen the right arm so that the fingers are reaching above the head, and then bend the elbow. Try to keep the ribs and the shoulder blades even into the mat. And then we'll work with the left arm. Reaching. And then we'll do both arms at the same time, seeing if we can coordinate, keeping the rib cage wide and heavily weighted. Here, our shoulder blades are externally rotating as we bring the fingertips up above the head. Good, so you can do 4 to 6 on each arm and with the arms together. A few suggestions: if you feel restricted in your shoulder, you may want to take your arm more out to the side than straight up in the beginning. So maybe it is a position that's like a wider V. If your hands aren't on the floor, then just try to glide them as evenly as possible, letting the elbows come back down when they're able to. And then the last modification, if this feels easy to you, you could try this standing up with your back, your pelvis, and your arms against the wall. Thanks for joining me today. Once again, my name is Jen Gorman. I am a patient, advocate, and practitioner focusing on scoliosis, spinal fusions, and back care. To get more information, go to scoliosisandbackcare.com.